What's going on, guys? Kasi here with some information regarding patch 1.23 for Nioh 2. Before I begin, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy my content, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button whenever you see any of the content. All your support is greatly appreciated. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So, patch 1.23 came out last night. Not sure exactly when. Seems like it dropped like around midnight or so. But it came with a slew of new changes, some big, some minor, some major, but changes nonetheless. First and foremost, as far as save wizard, um, advanced mode, quick mode, and so on and so forth, all that is still okay. I haven't experienced any issues when trying to modify any of my equipment or apply cheats or anything of the sort. So all that is still green. We're still in play. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about none of that stuff. Um, so as far as like what's changed, first and foremost, the sword, dual sword, and the Odachi now all have access to the cornered critical skills that for some reason when the game first came out they didn't have access to. So Indomitable Spirit, Cornered Tiger, and Cornered Boar are now you can now get those for the sword, the dual swords, and the Odachi now. Okay. Um, as far as modified equipment is concerned, like I said, no changes. The only thing that I did notice, if you just so happen to have attack plus anything on your soul core, I guess there was some sort of bug where the guardian spirit would let me show you real quick. There was some kind of bug where the guardian spirit would take the attack power of each soul core and of course multiply it by its by whatever its buff is. For in this instance Sahaya is 1.2, so a 20% buff in attack. um so the guardian spirit would do that normally like it was supposed to, but then in addition to that, you were getting an additional uh attack plus in your special effects. So essentially you were getting extra attack for free. Well, they fixed it, so now that's not the case anymore. So if you notice that your attack power has been lowered, that's why. It's because the that there was some sort of bug regarding the guardian spirit and attack calculations and so on and so forth that they fixed, or whatever you want to call it, nerfed, I don't know. But yeah, so if you notice that your attack power lowered for some weird reason, that's going to be exactly why. Um, essentially, just you can still add attack plus to the soul cores, but it's not going to appear in your special effects screen, and what you see as far as the 720 attack is all you're going to get from your guardian spirit, if that makes sense. um I'll say it one more time. Essentially, you were getting free raw attack added to your attack power. Okay. So that's no longer the case anymore. It was a bug. It was a mistake on their part. They fixed it. So your attack being lowered has nothing to do with what you're doing, or you don't have to do anything different. It's just something Team Ninja did. So that was one of the things I noticed regarding uh my build overall, and something that you probably notice on your build as well. Um, outside of that, let's see, the depths have changed. So essentially, I'm not sure how many floors there are. As you can see, I'm up to floor 25. I'm probably going to be doing this throughout the day or whatever the case is, just to see how many floors there are. I'm not sure if they're going to do the same thing like they did with the Underworld, where it's going to be 108 floors again. Um, but chances are, and don't quote me on this, but it's a good possibility it might be 999 floors of the depths. Now, I will say that even with my super build, the enemies have a boatload of HP and key. So Don't go in there just thinking that, with your modified build, just gonna be a walk in the park. It really isn't. Like, you know, yeah, it's definitely going to, run you through the ringer if you're not prepared properly. Um, it looks like they also added this mechanic where with after like every 10 floors or something, they add a boss. So like for instance, once I got to floor 11, from 11 to 15, it was two bosses per fight, and then at 20, it started at three bosses per floor. Um, I'm about to hop into 26 just to see if there has been any changes. Like if it's gonna be four bosses per, I don't know. Um, oh yeah, and then one more thing, the last gambit pill. Um, so it doesn't for and this is I love Team Ninja, I love Neo 2, I love the games, but this is the shit that I absolutely cannot stand, that when they do these kinds of things, because it's so misleading. So right now you're reading it. It says when taking these pills, the last gambit pill. When taking these pills, increase your attack power, but reduce your maximum health to 30% of its original value. A secret medicine that plays blah blah blah. Okay, so nothing in here says anything else is supposed to happen outside of you're supposed to be put and kept in critical state once you ingest this pill. Well, now they've added this mechanic where once you've taken the last gambit pill, every time you get hit, whenever you take damage, that notch that keeps you in the locked critical state goes down. So you're not sitting at 30% health after getting hit. You're literally going down in health lower and lower and lower. Now, if you're running a build like mine where your damage taken while in critical state is over 100%, you're good. Um, Obviously, the only thing that can still kill you is DOTs, damage over time, but as it stands, um, when you get hit, when you take damage, because you're only taking like 1 point of HP per damage, it's the reduction in health is based on how much damage you take. It's not a flat amount. It's not a fixed amount. So that's good for us. I couldn't imagine, you know, being like a legitimate player, like using legitimate builds and things like that, because some of these nerfs make no sense. They give the bosses like a ridiculous amount of HP and key now, and then they keep nerfing the players for some goofy reason. I don't understand it. Um, and this is why I use save wizard, because you know I'm not sure. I guess these these new depth levels are intended for the most hardcore of players, because like I said before, running through the depths by myself, um running through the depths by myself was what, like I said, compared to what it was before the update, was already a pain. But now it's just it's ridiculous. I Hats off if you're a legitimate player and you're watching this video. Listen, hats off to you guys, um, because yeah, and I'm giving you a hug right now, because I couldn't even begin to imagine having to do this shit on like I said, even with modified gear, it's already a pain in the ass. I couldn't imagine doing this shit with legitimate gear, and yeah. um Also, one of the last things I want to mention as far as changes are concerned since the patch, um instead of having to go through the hassle of going through an entire level, they've actually added the ability to just enter the crucible as soon as you um as soon as you get off of the boat. So that's a cool little feature that I'm glad that they added, because it'll make running through this whole thing a lot faster, a lot more quicker. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you quickly what I mean. Oh yeah, also apparently the protection talisman got nerfed as well. I don't. you know, I really don't ever. I haven't had to use the protection talisman in a long time, but I know some of my other builds, like my shinobi and my shinobi and my mage build, I definitely got to use protection talisman. So I'm curious to see exactly how much they've nerfed it, but apparently it's a pretty significant nerf. It doesn't work the way it used to apparently. So yeah, so I'm gonna stop talking now so I can focus on this fight. You guys go. Y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns? You already know what to do. Y'all have something today. Casa out.